What's really good? It's your boy Aaron Bevins, the millennial entrepreneur. I'm here with the one and only Nahom, somebody who's very special to me. He is a brother to me. He's now a peer, and our relationship started as a mentor and mentee, but I don't feel like that's our relationship anymore. It almost feels ugly to me to even say that, because this is my brother. This is my friend, and he's now somebody who's inspiring and encouraging and motivating other people. He's gracing Hollywood as well. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we could talk about that too. He's making the covers of articles as a well-known entrepreneur out of St. Louis. I can't wait to introduce you guys to him. We're gonna talk about how this young man in his 20s is doing $145,000 in 1 month wholesaling real estate, and his journey, how he's gotten here, and we're going to give away all the sauce. So I want for you guys to tune in, lock in with us, because I promise you, you're going to get a lot of value from today's episode. Right after this intro, let's get it.
We made it, that's facts, ayy. We the greatest, that's facts, ayy. Prices raising, that's facts, ayy.
That's right.
But we made it, that's facts, ayy.
I did.
They hate it, that's facts, ayy. Cause we changing, that's facts, ayy.
We did.
Can't blame them, that's facts, ayy. Cause we made it, that's facts, ayy. Cherry on top, that's a goat, yeah. Where you been, I wanna know, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. I know you wanna look up for this. Baby, let me turn you up a bit. You said you made it through hell and back. Give me the scoop, baby, tell the facts. Don't be shy.
Yo, what's really good, y'all? What's really good? So, Nahom, real quick, man, I know we got a lot of value to give to the people today. Talk to me. First of all, how old are you and where are you from?
Yeah, no, first I want to say I appreciate you for having me on here, and it's an honor. Of course, my brother, I've known you for a few years now, so definitely feels like a brother I've known for a while. So appreciate you for having me on, Aaron. I just turned 28 years old this past February, and wholesaling in the St. Louis market, and I've just been in that market ever since I started. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So 28 years old, from St. Louis. You're in Houston now, though, right?
I'm based in Houston, but I'm wholesaling virtually in my hometown market, and I just know the market very well, so I've just been sticking to that market.
Got it. And where's your family from, bro? I feel like these little details are important.
Absolutely. Yeah, so born and raised in Ethiopia. My parents are from Ethiopia, which is in East Africa. And we came down here in 2006 to the States and moved straight to St. Louis. And my mom was based in St. Louis for a few years prior to that. And then my dad and my brothers came down shortly after, and yeah, been in St. Louis, and but yeah, definitely from Ethiopia originally.
All right. And so I want to talk about this real quick because I remember one time me and you, uh, we were talking about how you had just come back from Ethiopia,
Hmm.
and I was asking you, like talk to me about the highlights, talk to me about the takeaways. What would you say is probably one of the dopest things that you like about the Ethiopian culture overall?
The Ethiopian culture, man, we're loving people. Like, not even trying to, just because it's my country, or I'm from there, not that type of energy, but we're loving people. Anytime you meet anywhere, people from Ethiopia, normally they're genuinely like welcoming. So even our culture, if somebody were to come to your house or apartment, it's a necessity to, welcome them with all love, open arms. Do you want something to drink, food, or anything? Versus, in other cultures, or European cultures, it's not that way. It's more like, sit down, yeah. But in our culture, hey, what do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? It's like And if you say no, it's like yo, you know. So you can't say that. You can't say no. So I love that about our culture, and just overall super loving culture.
Yeah, yeah, and I could see that in you, bro. You just have a welcoming spirit about yourself, and it bleeds through. So shout out Nipsey, R.I.P. R.I.P. A real one. Uh,
R.I.P.
uh, E- Ethiopian culture. Actually, and I told you this before that one of my first roommates when I was in New York, his name was Jaden. He was
Mhm.
from Ethiopia, and I remember the first time I had Ethiopian was blown, bro. It was a soft,
Yeah,
spongy like bread, and we were eating
yeah.
with this like meat like substance and just scooping it up. My mouth is salivating just thinking about it. But
Right. It's called injera, by the way.
in
That
Jeddah,
bread injera. Yep. Yep.
his mother made it for us fresh, bro, fresh. The
Yeah.
texture of it and the just it was incredible. We were like scooping up the meat and eating it. It
Right.
was it was
Right.
incredible. We're not here just to talk about your culture and your background. We're here to give some sauce, bro. You're a young
True.
man who's making waves in in the St. Louis market. You're very well known. Up until now, I haven't told you this, Nahom, but there's been multiple community members who have come in to the Superhuman campaign after you who know about you, bro. They
Mm.
know about you. So they'll say St. Louis, and I'm like, oh, one of my, and before you, the St. Louis Don who was in the community was my brother Bryson Duval. Shout out Bryson Duval. He was kind of for a long time, and so I would always say, I know Bryson, and that's still, I still name drop Bryson because he's doing incredible things, and I'm pretty sure you and Bryson have connected, right, over the
Oh
years.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's my God for sure.
And but since you've been making waves, I've been throwing your name out there, and people know of you, bro. People know, they know that you're making moves. You're very well known in the city. A couple more things I want to highlight about you is you were in a film. You were in a movie film.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that real quick before we get into some of the nuts and bolts about wholesaling?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was one of those, opportunities that, man, it was also an honor to be in that movie because the way it came about was, the producer and director of the movie. I met him through my older brother, and he knew him, a few years back, and so I've been following him, been connecting with him for a few years, and so one day, he's like, "Hey, we need some background actors," and
Mm.
I'm thinking, "Okay, yeah, let me do it. Well, why not?" Type of thing. And so I attended that, and I was literally a background actor. Like I had no script, nothing, and so I just had fun with it. Went on, it was like a few hours, and so I enjoyed it. Went back, didn't think anything of it, and I think it was like 2 weeks later he hits me up. His name is David. Shout out to David, by the way. Great. Young. He's also very young in his 20s, doing great things. Doing great things. And so he hits me up 2 weeks later. Hey, I got a great role for you. Still no script, but this is gonna be it, and we're gonna go to Colorado, shoot a scene. It's gonna be great. So I'm thinking, all right, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, so fast forward, we go to Colorado. By the way, the Rocky Mountains was where we shot the first scene,
Mm.
and almost lost my fingers. By the way, it was freezing. It was in the Rocky Mountains. I'm wearing these thin, latex onesie fit. I was freezing my ass off, and so we shoot that scene,
By
and
the way, what was the name of the film? What was the name of the film?
underneath.
Underneath. Uh-huh.
Underneath. Yeah, go check it out if you haven't yet. And so we're on the way back to the hotel, and my mom calls me, and I'm like, I'm talking to my mom in my language. So my language, Amharic or Amarinya, and I'm
Uh,
speaking to her, and so I get off the phone with her. He turns around. He was in the passenger seat. Turns around. Dude, what language is that?
mm.
I'm like, oh, this, it's my culture. That I explained it to him, and he was like, "We got to add that in the movie. Like, it's a must." And I'm like, David, that's just being David. He's not actually gonna. But I played it off. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. You should do it. And he was not playing. I think it was like we get back to St. Louis from Colorado, and he's like, "Hey, so I got this a script for you. It's gonna be in Amharic. Translate it, send it over to me." From this point on, I'm like, yeah, this guy is not playing. So fast forward, man, we included that in the script, and I had like a few lines in the movie, and man, I had a blast shooting that movie. It was
Hey,
a blast.
real quick, hold on. Let me do this, cause Nahom did not expect for me to do this. But what we about to do is, I'm about to show y'all. Y'all think we're playing? My man was really in the movie, y'all. So hold on. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Y'all think I'm not gonna put my boy on blast? That's my man right there. This is the
Yeah,
movie. This is the movie trailer, y'all. My man was really in the movie. My man, no, that was in the Rocky Mountains,
that was what I was wearing at the Rocky Mountains. I'm like, it
bro.
was freezing, freezing.
Yo, that's crazy. So my man gave you not only did he give you gave you a scene, but he actually gave you a speaking role as well, which is really
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Really, I was just whenever I saw this for the first time, I was just really excited about it, and it just made me proud, right? Just to have you, somebody that I know that I'm close with, seeing him on the movie. One more thing I want to highlight about you, and then we'll get right into the nuts and bolts. Is you actually made the cover of an article in St. Louis that had to do with young entrepreneurs, where where um, where you were featured as top such and such entrepreneurs in the city. Can you just give me a little bit of background on that, bro? Because, bro, I featured, I don't know if you remember, I featured that on my social media. I blasted that everywhere. Not only because you're a community member that I've had the opportunity to work with, but you're a young entrepreneur. You're a black entrepreneur, right? You're somebody who, because already being an entrepreneur, we're of the same breed. But then the fact that you're young, the fact that you're putting on for the community, the fact that you're putting on for other people, and I'm not just pulling that card. So those of you just understand where I'm coming from. You got to understand the see like this in the community at large. That's exciting to me. So can you just talk about that really quick on how you made the that entrepreneur cover, and what that meant for you and your family?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it meant everything. That was early on in my career when they
Hmm.
reached out to me, and they wanted to feature me Top 100 magazine. And Yeah, I don't know how they heard about my story. I don't know how. I still don't know to this day
Mm,
how they even got a hold of me, but they reached out, emailed me, and they wanted to hear more about me, my business, and the success I've had. And yeah, and so they interviewed me. I had conversation about what I did in my story, and yeah, so after that they featured me in it. That was what 3 4 years ago. Again, early on in my career,
yeah,
and yeah, man, that was just that. It got me, it kind of solidified what I've been doing,
yeah,
and it wasn't just because sometimes, when I'm working in the business, I'm in the
yeah,
business. I'm not really focused on everything
yeah,
else, right? I'm just
yeah.
grinding, going,
That's
going,
right.
going. And so this time I took the time out to kind of talk about my story, what I've done, and things like that. And I look back, I'm like, okay, I really have accomplished a good amount,
Yeah, bro.
especially at that time, I think I was 24, 25 years old. And so, man, it was also an honor to be on that magazine.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. I'm not putting you on the spot, bro. I hope I'm not embarrassing you by bringing out all these things, but the
You're good.
the reason why, y'all, I am bringing it out is because Exactly what Nahom says. Sometimes we're doing so much in the business, and sometimes it's funny because Demarcus is on the screen right now, and Demarcus is one of the worst, man. I gotta remind him sometimes, bro, you are him. You are
Hmm.
him. Look at what you're doing. Because we get so caught. Nahom, tell me I'm lying. We get so caught up in the business, we got our head down. We're 10 toes. We're in the
Yep.
business. We're grinding. We're putting out fires. We're taking L's. We're investing money. We're focused on our family. We're focused on the future, and we're present. We're in the moment. And so when we sometimes you take a step back and you realize, yo, I'm actually him. Like I'm
Right.
actually doing the dang thing. You know,
Hmm.
it's a beautiful feeling, right? To be like, okay, I'm impacting change. Like I'm doing the things that I said that I was gonna do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's talk about the nuts and bolts because we're here for a certain reason, bro. Number one, let's talk about this. Um, this month is your biggest month wholesaling real estate to date. $145,000 wholesaling real estate. And guys, we're gonna talk about the nuts and bolts of this. We're gonna talk about the marketing channel that Nahom has been utilizing to be able to get to where he's at. We're gonna talk about some of the L's. We're gonna talk what he's doing in business. I also want to talk about some of the things that he can be doing and will be doing to scale the business. And I promise you, you're going to get value on this call. But let's put this into perspective. $145,000 in 1 month, y'all. Not only is this a game-changing amount of money, all right, but here's I got to put into perspective. I've done this with Nahom before, but I want to do this for everybody here. Um, Watch this, y'all. Let's put this into perspective. Where Nahom is from in St. Louis, you got to understand, all right? The average income, all right? The average income is $35,000, guys. Now, watch, let me put this into further perspective. That's the annual income. The average house, I'm looking at it right now. The average household income in the city that Nahom is from is 63 a year, and that is before Uncle Sam has his way with the income. So let's talk about this. Average adult brings in $35,000. So let's take $145,000 divided by 35,000. Nahom is doing in 1 month what the average adult in his city does in 4 years. I need for y'all guys to understand. Y'all hear these big numbers, and it might go over some of y'all's head. Like it might go over your head. Like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, $145,000. No, CEOs recognize, and I promise I'm not going to do all the talking. I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped, and I'm proud of my brother here. But you see, CEOs don't just look at money in terms of what it can buy. CEOs and business owners look at money in terms of time. So I'm looking at $145,000 in 30 days in terms of time. And so what does that do? See, getting rich, guys, getting rich is not about what you can buy. It's about your time. So when we say that Nahom is making $145,000 in a month, what he just did is he's living 4 years in one 30-day period. That's what getting rich is. Imagine what does that do for geographic options? What does that do for your family? What would that do for you guys? If I want you to put yourself in the home shoes and imagine what would that feel like to you for you to have $145,000 wired to your account in 1 month? And so Nahom, I want you to speak on this real quick, bro. You've been grinding, bro. You've been 10 toes. What does this feel like to be hitting a month like this? And then we can reverse engineer into all the value and tactical stuff.
Yeah. Whew, yeah. So you get checks as you start the real estate business. You get checks here and there. You get 5,000, 10,000, and it becomes the new normal, right? But this right here, the biggest month I've had so far, $145,000. that's gonna take a lot for that to become the new normal. So it truly is a blessing for sure. Um, and um, and yeah, so now you, you got to worry about other problems, right? Taxes and things like that. And
Yep,
so now I'm in a position where, hey, I got to buy assets, right?
that's
I
right.
got to convert this money into assets, buy, multifamilies or other properties. And so that's where my mind shift is right now is, okay, how do I take this money and have it make more money for me. So man, it's a blessing to be able to be in this position and and they make this much within a month or two, right? And so my goal is to make that consistent every month. Make six figures every month. I want that to be the new normal in
Mm.
my business, and as I grow my business, and I'm sure we'll get more into it. But yes, it's a blessing, man.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You're so humble, bro. You're so humble, man. Because I know. Listen, when I hit my first six-figure month and I was on the Brent Daniels podcast, bro, I was flexing. I was about near, bro. I was about near standing up, bro. I was like, but I love you for it, bro. I love you for it. And so let's talk about this. How did you get here? How did you get here? So that's what everybody wants to know. So what are the marketing channels that you're currently utilizing to be able to have produced this $145,000 month?
Yeah, great question. And so, ever since I started my business, I've strictly focused on one marketing channel, which is
Yes.
cold calling,
Yep.
right? And it's been working for me for a long time, and I stuck with it.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that I wanted to implement within my business the most in 2024 was relationships, uh,
Mm.
building relationships with everybody and anybody that's doing the business. And so I made that my goal, and right away I saw the result of of that. And so um, and so what I've been focused on the most right now, like I said, is building relationships. So getting contact with property managers,
Mm.
realtors, other wholesalers in the community and in the market that I'm doing. And so that's really what I'm focused on is anybody that's doing business within my market. I want them to bring me their deals, knowing that they can do and trust to do business with me, and I can
Mm.
guarantee the closing with the vetted buyers that I have.
Guys, y'all know what's really crazy? Let me speak on this really quick. Every six-figure, multi-six-figure, and seven-figure earner that I work with and have worked around, y'all will notice this. Whenever I ask them what accounts for their success, they always say the same thing that you just said. And no, we did not script this, right?
No.
We did not script this, guys. Every single one of them. I just interviewed Luis Ramirez. He did $537,000 in his first full year in the coaching program. No,
Crazy.
I asked him what accounts for your success. He says linking with Charles Stanback, another member in the community. He's like, if he said, Aaron, if I didn't link with him and have him in my database, and he says, and then learning how to network and feel comfortable talking with other people who are doing this business. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you. I'm asking you the same thing. I talked to Joey Bebo. Joey Bebo, 7 months in the program, he just hit his first six-figure month. I'm sorry, he just hit his first six-figure week. You know what I mean? And
Crazy.
and and Nahom, I asked him what accounts for your success. He said, Aaron, he said it's networking with people. I can't make this up.
Yep.
Why do you think that is, Nahom? Why is it? What is so powerful about networking? Why you've made that your focus? And would you say that networking with people and connecting with the right people has impacted your ability to hit the amount of revenue you did this month?
Yeah, absolutely. It played a lot of role because you can't do it all by yourself, and
Come on.
people have got to come to realization that we can't do it all. We can only call so many people. We can only even if you make calls and you connect with that person that's looking to sell their properties, they don't know who you are.
Come on.
But if you have that relationship, if you have that reputable relationship, and people know about you, now they're going to trust it, to do business with you. And so I've realized that, and that's why I've made that my main focus, is because you know I I I only know a certain amount of people, and so even if I have a deal and I can't move it, I have people in my community that I can send it to, and they'll bring the right buyers. They'll know people that I don't know, that I can't get to, and they can make that connection. And it can be reversed the other way around as well, where property managers, realtors bring me deals because they know that I have great connection with end buyers. And so, bridging that gap somehow, it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you people can trust you, and you're honest, and you have good, uh just good ethics, and not on some BS, then people are gonna do business with you, and they feel comfortable doing business with you. And I've been about that ever since I got into this business, and I never want to ruin my reputation over anything. It doesn't matter if it's money. I don't care what it is. You can't pay me no amount of money for you to ruin, or ruin my name, or build that, bad rep about me. So whatever it takes to get that reputation out, that I can get deals done, or I can get deals done, and so whatever it takes to build that relationship. I've realized this. I mean, out of the $145,000 that I made, $50,000 of that came from a property manager that I built
Mm,
relationship with 2 years ago.
mm.
And we've been staying in touch. And he moved out to Florida, and all that. And I still built that relationship to where, as soon as he had one of his clients, or people that he's property managing for, they say they're ready to sell their properties. I was the first one he called. Hey, can you get these out for me? Get this done? I'm like, yeah, of course, because he trusted me. He trusted that I can
Mm.
get these deals done. And so that's why I'm all about relationships, and anybody that want to do business with me, I'm one call away.
I love this. So let's talk about that. One third, one third. That's about 33% of the revenue you're bringing in this month is coming from one relationship. I want y'all to think about that. Like Nahom is not just saying pretty words because they sound good, y'all. I could vouch for that. I remember getting a call from Nahom. I remember getting a call from Nahom and him saying, Aaron, this could be a six-figure deal. I don't know if you remember this, Nahom, as something was happening in the deal where the deal was getting shaky, and you had the ability, if you wanted to be a little bit shady about it and go about it in a shady way. And I remember saying to you, I remember saying, Nahom, and I didn't have to tell you this, and I wasn't correcting you because the fact that you were even asking me about it, I'm like, bro, I really commend you because I could tell that there was a lot of money on the line, and you had the ability where if you wanted to, you could really take advantage of the situation and be unethical. And I just remember throwing out there to you, never compromise your morals, bro. And it's not that you were going to anyway.
Mhm.
I just remember saying, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh
That
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. And I remember that.
and I know the way you've operated from jump. And now I'm watching things play out in your business, and look at how you're being blessed, bro. Look at how you're being
Sure.
rewarded. You know what I mean? This is just 1 month. And so I just want to vouch for what you're saying. Like, guys, he is not up here just speaking a big game. My man really lives that integrity when it comes to his business. He really does good business. And so I wanted to say that. But then the second thing is, let's talk about this. One relationship, one relationship is bringing in a third of your revenue for your biggest month you've ever done. Do y'all see the how essential and crucial it is for a good relationships? Guys, you have, and Nahom, when you first connected with this when you first connected with this property manager, did you know that one day you'd be making 50 some $1,000 off of him in 1 month?
Absolutely not. No.
But in your mind, you're just like, treat people good, stay in contact with people because you never know, right?
Yep. Never know. Never know.
Guys, I'm telling you, how do you know but that there's somebody in your phone right now. There's somebody in your figurative Rolodex right now who's gonna play a crucial role in your ability to do your first six-figure month, multi-six-figure month, your first seven figures. Somebody who's gonna invest in your business. Somebody who's gonna connect you with somebody who's gonna help you hit your next seven figures, right? This is the importance of curating and really nurturing good relationships. So I love that, Nahom. I want to talk
Yep.
about something else now because everybody's talking about the next fancy marketing channel. Everybody's talking about the next thing. And you've been focusing on one marketing channel for years. And that's cold calling. And by the way, you have cold callers who call for how many cold callers do you have?
Yeah, I have three full-time cold callers.
Three full-time cold callers. You've been focusing on cold calling for years. So many
Yeah.
people be in my DMs talking about Aaron, but man, cold calling been played out, bro. Like everybody had cold callers, bro, and man, I want to do PPL, bro. I want to do SEO. And by the way, I'm not knocking any of those guys. I'm not knocking them. Aaron, I want to do radio. I want to do TV ads because it sounds so sexy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Talk to me about your mindset. Why have you so number one, why have you only focused on one marketing channel and why have you stayed consistent so long? Like what's been your reasoning on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it's working, why stop, right?
Mm,
That's the first thing. If it's working, why stop? And but not to say that I have not looked into other
sure.
lead generation, marketing strategies. And so I have looked into PPC. I have looked into um, TV or radio ads and things like that. However, I don't need to, right? I
Mhm,
know that, like I said, if I can create those and build those relationships, um, that that will be worth a lot more with zero cost, except just building relationships. I can get leads that way, and so I mean, I do eventually want to get into this. Is not, I don't want to be stuck at this level
yep.
for a long time. I do plan on scaling and growing my business
Mhm,
to millions of dollars a month, and so that's I'm gonna have to elevate and do more marketing. However, right now I'm focused on having a lean, business that get me consistently doing six figures a month.
mhm,
Once I have that, and once I have time to actually focus on being outside of the business as a leader, CEO, then I'll focus on other marketing strategies like PPC, radio ads. I also want to mention I do have bench ads as well. I have bench ads all over St. Louis, but those have not brought me any leads yet, so I don't consider those yet as marketing strategy. But yeah, I do plan on growing and scaling my marketing strategies. But if you're just now getting started and you've been doing it for a year or two and you're somewhat consistent at doing business, stick to one or two marketing channels because you don't want to run out of cash
that's
and
right.
then now you're in a bad position, right? And so grow your business slowly and keep your marketing channel and your marketing cost as low as possible. And then once you have enough cash, then yeah, go ahead and do focus on other strategies, marketing strategies, and then grow from there.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what's crazy? What's crazy is Brian says, "Can you go into a deep dive on a specific deal?" Absolutely, Brian. You're already thinking on the same way that we are. So we'll go into a
Yep.
deep dive on a specific deal. All right, REI Kingpin on YouTube. He said, "Let's get it. Let's go." All right, absolutely. What's up? What's up, Jermaine? How you doing, family? But watch this. Watch this, y'all. Hey, and let me share this with you, Nahom. I'm so excited that you're talking about this because you know you have focused on one marketing channel that is bringing in consistent revenue for you. And I always try to encourage people to do the same advice that you're giving the audience right now, and that's focus on one thing. Master this one thing. Keep your business lean, all right, instead of doing six things, and now you're equivalent to the dog that's chasing six rabbits and catches zero.
Right.
Instead, the dog that focuses on chasing one rabbit catches that rabbit, breaks its neck, and then gets to the next one and the next one and gets all of them if you focus on one at a time. And so I love that fact. And a lot of people have been giving me a hard time about cold calling, Nahom, and I'm doing a 90-day challenge right now where in the 90-day challenge I said just me alone, not my wholesaling business, just me alone. I'm gonna generate $180,000 in 90 days or less, just by myself, off of cold call leads. Bro, on day 3, I'm already at $70,000 in projected capture. You know what I mean? So the
Yep.
fact that you're doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? It validates what I've been preaching about. But I
Yep.
wanna I wanna get to what Brian, Jennifer says. I can't get past 70K. Jennifer, follow some of the advice you're gonna hear on this call because I'm gonna help you get past. We're gonna help you get past 70K. You understand me? She says, but I can't find a good VA company that pulls the data and calls. I will recommend one for you. Jennifer, send me a DM. I want to say, not only you, Jennifer. There was Marcus Roman who was saying that he needed a recommendation as well. I got you. I got you. All right. I got you. But let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go out of all the $145,000 that you're closing this month, bro. Can you talk me? Can you talk to me about what's the biggest deal? Which one is the biggest deal?
Yeah, so it was a package of, by the way, it was three deals. So the $145,000 came from three deals, and they were all package deals. So the first one was package of nine deals, nine properties.
Hmm.
That came from that property manager that I spoke about.
Mm.
And then the other two were a package of three and a package of five. Now, what netted me the most was the package of five properties. And yeah, I can get into that one um, whenever.
Yeah, let's deep dive it. Let's deep dive because they want to know. They want to know nitty gritty, bro. They want to know. So first and foremost, let's start here. This package came from a a JV partner essentially, which was in your network, right?
Uh, yes, that was the first one, the package of nine properties. The package of five properties that I netted the most from, which was 67,500.
Mm.
That one was actually from cold calling.
Oh, snap. Okay, so let's talk about this. I know. Can you imagine, guys? Can y'all imagine $500 being wired to your bank account off of one transaction? So let's talk about this. So your cold caller calls the lead. The lead shows up in your database. Walk me through from the very beginning. So what was the conversation like, and walk us through some of these deals.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling it up right now to see when the initial conversation began, which was so the lead came February 14th of 2024.
Okay.
Um,
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
yeah, and then we've been, staying in contact, and then in March, let me see, I believe March 15th, uh, March 14th, we agreed on a price, and he
Okay.
verbally accepted, and then March 15th, I officially got it under contract.
All right. And then how long did it take from beginning, from execution of contract to distribution of funds into your bank account? How long of a time period was that?
Yeah, so that closed um, last. last week, so I want to say,
It's about a month,
let me,
right?
yeah, about a month and some change. Yeah, actually, probably less than that. Yeah, about a month. We'll just say about a month.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it took about a month from the initial conversation, or I know not the initial conversation, the day that I had it
Contract.
under contract
Yeah.
to closing about a month.
So I want to talk about this real quick because I want to talk about maybe challenges that happened with the deal, how you solved the
Yeah,
seller's problem, how you were able to, warm them up to getting under contract. I want to talk about all that. I want to deep dive, like
yeah.
Brian said, but let's talk about this real quick, y'all. This right here beautifully personifies the need to follow up. Because I don't know if y'all caught it, but Nahom is saying the lead came into the database in February. The lead, and so I don't know. Do you have it in front of you? How many times did you have to follow up via text, call, and voicemail before you finally got it under contract? Do you have that number, Nahom?
Um, yes, I do. Let me.
This is about to be interesting. Y'all take notes on this. Take notes on this. I'm about to go crazy right here.
Yeah, I got. I'm pulling it up right now. So, seller's name is Kevin. He's actually still in contact with me. I spoke to him yesterday. He has few more other properties that he wants to refinance out of. So I'm helping him connect with some lenders and things like that. So let me see how many times we texted prior to.
Now, while Nahom is getting that number, let me throw it out there because I don't know how many times they did, but let me tell you this. What we have found, this is actual studies in addition to my database numbers. On average, the average deal, in fact, 80 close and fund in the database contract only after 8 to 15 follow-ups. I'm going to say that again. The 80% of the deals that close and fund contract only after 8 to 15 follow-ups. All right, which says that follow-up is how you get rich in this business.
All right, so I have the numbers up. So initially, like I said, February 14th is when I contacted him, and he sent me three properties, all turnkeys, and and then I asked him a few questions, and guess what? Um, 4 days later, no, 5 days later, he said, "Yeah, I got a contract on those." Oh, dang. Okay,
Mm,
that's fine. I said, "Okay, great. I'll check in with you in a few weeks to see if it closed or not. In the
yeah,
meantime, let me know if you have any questions or whatever." Right?
yeah, yeah.
And so, March 14th, I reached out to him again and said, "Hey, did you get a chance?" Well, I guess we spoke prior to that. I called him, and he said the contract fell through with the buyer, and he's gonna reconsider my offer. And
Mm.
so I texted him again saying, "Hey, did you talk to your partner?" He said, "Yes, go ahead and send the offer that we agreed upon, or the offer that I made on five properties." And so I included two more that the other buyer also had as a package deal. Instead of three properties, I offered him $305,000 for all five of them, and he accepted. He said, "Go ahead and send it."
I love it. I
Um,
saw that.
so
Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So I took a few follow ups.
How many was that? How many was that? What, like six, seven?
That's a lot of text messages, but yeah, it's a lot of definitely at least eight, nine
There you go.
follow-ups.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
y'all. That's why I said the number before Nahom threw it out there because I want y'all to see the numbers don't lie, y'all.
yeah.
So what's the point? The point is, guys, don't get frustrated. Follow Nahom's example. Are you losing me? Can you still hear me, bro?
I can hear you. It was fading in and out, but I can hear you.
Okay. So follow Nahom's example. All right. Well, the numbers don't lie, and the numbers say that you must follow up with these sellers over and over and over and over and over and over and over again Okay, and then I just and so we the numbers say between 8 and 15 touches on average for the average contract. I asked Nahom how many touches to get that $67,500 deal, and he says about 8 or 9. Come on, guys, this is what we really do. You know what I mean? These are real numbers. So Christian says, how much cold calling do you do daily? How do you answer that question? No.
Yeah, yeah. So I try to do a minimum of 30 calls, and that's not cold calling. Those are follow up. So my cold callers handle all of that. They bring me on average per agent at least 2 leads per day.
Yep.
Um, Personally, follow up wise and touching, making contacts. I do minimum of 30 calls per day,
Yep.
and I try to get at least half of those to be contacts.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so Christian, does that make sense? So Nahom isn't hitting these six-figure months doing the cold calling himself. What he's doing is he's hiring a company that's doing the cold calling. He has three cold callers who are full time. They're full time agents, Nahom.
Yeah, all three of them are full-time agents, and also have a lead manager as well, and she handles, you know, she does minimum 40 to 50 calls per day as well.
Guys, this is a foolproof way to be able to generate, like Nahom is generating this month, $145,000. You want to be generating 50, 60, 70, 80 plus $100,000 a month. He's showing you the way right now. And then Christian, did you catch the sauce? Nahom himself as the acquisition agent in his business, he's making about 30 plus calls a day of warm touches and follow-ups to be able to actually get the contracts. Carlos Todd says the proof is in the follow-up, bro. Absolutely, absolutely. Nicholas says Nahom doing crazy numbers. Hey, that's a big statement coming from a young boss.
Right,
Cause
right. That's
Nicholas
a
out here
killer
put
right there.
hey Nicholas out here putting up numbers, bro.
Oh yeah.
Facts, facts. And so let's talk about some more nitty gritty. How much data are you pulling for each cold caller, bro?
Yeah, so per caller, we're doing 10,000 lists per month. So about 30,000 on average per month
Yep, that's
total.
the that's about the sweet spot. That's about the sweet
Yep.
spot. All right. And so let's talk about that deal, right? So this deal netted you $67,500, which is a good amount of this $145,000 month you're closing. Were there any challenges with the deal where it started to get a little turbulent, and if so, can you talk about some of those?
Yeah, absolutely. So initially, right away, I sent them to one of my vetted buyers that that buys turnkeys, right? So houses that need little to no work, he'll buy those all day in the St. Louis market. And so initially, I sent them all to him, and um, he said I'll take them all close to what I was asking. So I was asking
Mm,
$420,000,
mm-hmm.
and I believe we agreed on $400,000, which would have netted me around $95,000 on the deal.
Mm, mm,
Um, and so I didn't even hesitate. I took it. Again, this business is, I leave plenty of room for my buyers or any other wholesalers that want to make money in the deals that I do. So I leave some room for my buyers and other wholesalers, just so again, it's all about relationships, and I'm here for long term uh, in this business. Um, and so I sent it to him right away. I agreed 90,000 contingent upon walkthrough. And so we schedule the closing. He walks the properties. His property manager walks the properties, and two, was it three out of the five came back good. Two of them I can't do them. I'm gonna have to pass.
mm.
And so at this point, either I keep those two properties or I turn around and try to find other, buyers for those other two. And so that's exactly what I did. And prior to that, few days before, I had closed on the package of 9 properties. These are out of state buyers. And so I reached out to them, some of the deals. Hey, I got 2 more for you guys, turnkeys. Let me know what y'all think. We negotiate on the price, and thankfully, we landed on on a deal. And so I ended up having 2 buyers for those 5 properties, and ended up doing double closed on 2 of them, and then assigned 3 of them on the initial buyer for those all 5 of them.
All right. So on the three that you assigned,
Mhm.
um, how much did you make on those? And there's a reason why I'm asking this question.
Yeah, let me see. I would have to. So, so I remember one of them was like $7,000. Uh, they weren't too crazy, right? They weren't over $10,000, and so
Mm.
that's why I decided to do assignment instead of double close.
That's why I was asking. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, so the two of them I was making with the other buyers, I was making over 20 grand on each of them. Actually, one of them was like 40 grand. And so I definitely did double close on that one. And then the other deal, I think one of them was like over 20 grand. So I decided to do double close. And then the other ones were like 7, 8,000. And so I just assigned those.
All right, so that's exactly why I asked that question. So do you have a certain policy in your business, Nahom, where you're like, okay, after this amount right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and double close it because I don't want nobody counting my pockets and getting to the closing table talking about why are you making so much money and that you're
Right.
not even da da da. Do you have a certain policy like that, or do you kind of go based off of the feel and the deal? Like, how does that go for you?
Yeah, it really depends on the buyer and also the deal and the seller, right? There's a lot of factors that go into it. How chill is the seller? So
Yeah.
the seller on these, he knew I was assigning majority of these properties.
Okay.
I told him I'm working with partners on these, investor partners that I work with locally. I send them deals. If it's not a good fit for me, I'll send them the deals, and they do the same thing. They'll send me deals if it's not a good fit for them, and I'll buy it off of them. And he was like, "That's fair enough, as long as you're giving me what I want."
Mm,
So he knew what I was doing. The seller was chill, so I'm like, okay, if he's chill, then what's up with these buyers. And so the buyers,
yeah.
like I said, I've worked with these both of these buyers in the past, and so I didn't really care to do assignments on these, but that $40,000
Yeah.
deal, I didn't care who it was. I didn't care how chill
Yeah.
they were. I'm double closing on that one.
Nah, that's a fact. So now there's
Yeah,
another. I'm the same way, by the way. After a certain amount, I don't care how like
yeah.
I don't care if you're my mother. Listen, we
Right, right.
we double closing.
Absolutely.
Okay, but here's another takeaway from this, guys. I want y'all to take note of this. How dope is this? The original buyer that you sent the package over to, he was looking at these deals. He said, "Man, these other two, I can't go, bro."
Right.
Most people would have gotten discouraged. Well, a lot of people they get discouraged whenever one buyer looks at a property and says, "I can't do it." In fact, sometimes you know how buyers sometimes start to pop off at the mouth and say, "Why would you sell it at this price?" And I would never buy it at that. And then we start getting discouraged, like, "Oh man, maybe I underwrote it wrong." But but you ended so he passed on those two. You ended up making 40 G's, 40 plus G's on the two that the original buyer passed on.
Absolutely.
Can you speak on that a little bit because I feel like that's such a great lesson learned that not because like what is one person's trash is another man's treasure. Can you just talk about that
For
really quick?
sure. And that's a fact. And speaking of, honestly, that $40,000 that I made on that deal, I actually regretted even sending it to them because it was such a good deal. It was a great area. I was surprised that the initial buyer passed on it because I was renting for, I have it up right now, Section 8, fully the Section 8 HUD pays full payment of 1,600 a month,
Mm, mm,
and I have that one. I had it under contract for $75,000.
mm,
Yeah,
mm. Wait, hold on.
and so
Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk
yeah.
about that real quick. So think about this, y'all. Imagine you got a property for 17. Shoot, Nahom, you should have doggone kept that for your
Oh man,
portfolio, bro.
if I would have told you the ARV on that one, dude,
It's
I'm
like
talking
that.
what 170, 180,
Oh my God, bro. So
five
let's
bedrooms, three bath. I'm like, I should have kept it.
Yeah, you
I
should have doggone kept
yeah,
that one, bro. Shoot, but
for
let's talk about
sure.
just from a buy and hold standpoint. Let's say you buy a property, guys. It's already turnkeyed at 1,300 a month. You said 1,300 a month?
1,600.
Oh my God, bro. So
Yeah.
70. So watch this. Let's take 1,600 a month divided by 70,000. That is a 2.2% a month rental. What that means here, let me put that in perspective. 2.2% rental times 12. That's a 26% cash on cash return for the month. What does that mean? What that means is 100 divided by 26 means that in 3.8 years, you've gotten all your money back. And after 3.8 years, you are cash on cash, 100%, $1,600 a month coming into your bank account. Um, man, that's an incredible. That's what we call, y'all, a 1% deal. In many markets, a 1% deal is like I'll take it. You know what I
Right.
mean? A 2.2% is what we call a unicorn. That's what we call
Mm.
a unicorn. So you deserve your assignment fee on that, but I know you got to feel a way about it, right?
Dude, oh, you don't understand because like 2, 3 days before closing, I'm not gonna lie. I went back to the buyers. These are the same buyers that bought the package of 9 properties,
Yeah,
and so I'm cool with them on like really really good level to a point where I'm in a group chat with all 3 partners, and
yeah.
so I'm like, hey y'all, don't take this the wrong way, but do y'all mind if I keep this property and you guys buy the
That
other
what they
one?
say?
They're like they're like, no, we're this close and we already did our due diligence on it, but we are open to partnering up with you on future deals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, and so yeah, man, I wish I would have kept it, but
Yeah.
man, so many opportunities ahead.
So what
Yeah,
what
so I'm
what
not tripping.
what was your mindset on it? Was your mindset on it like, okay, I'm already going to be making so much money on these. I could go ahead and roll some of that money into the purchase of this one myself and adding to my portfolio? Is that where your mind was? Or
I'm
what were
not
you
gonna
thinking?
lie. Yeah, not even on the buy and hold side of it. I wanted to turn around and resell it for a lot more
Oh,
because
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
ended up
Like put it on the
selling it.
MLS or something? Put it on the MLS or something?
Yeah, put it on the market. I was thinking novation, but I wouldn't even need to novate because I would have just used my own
Yeah,
cash to purchase it
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
turn around and resell it for 160, 170, damn near retail. That's what I had my mind set on. Um, Maybe I would have kept it, not sure, but my main focus on it was the ARV on this is 180 plus.
Yeah,
And so if I end up relisting on the market, I know it would go quick. And like I said, it's in a
yeah.
hot neighborhood in St.
Mm,
Louis. And so
mm.
yeah, it was a win-win, but
Yeah,
like I said, I just wanted to get it off my hand, not think
yeah.
about it and get it off my hands.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No, Tayani's so crazy, bro. She said, "No, tell the buyer you want the house
I tried,
back."
I tried.
Hey, but those deals. I love those deals, bro. Like, the deals that are so hot, they're so
Right,
hot that they sell quick, and then afterward you're like, snap, man, did I assign that joint too
right.
low? Like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah.
Right, right, but you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Brian Bonetta says, "How do you decide when to push the amount of money you're going to make versus just sticking to the nominal 10 to 15K spread?" So let me give you some background on Brian.
Okay.
I just spoke with Brian privately the other day. Brian is new to the game, so I need for you to talk to Brian like he's new in the game. Give him some sauce. So I'm
Okay.
gonna read that. I'm gonna read that question again for you to answer this, Nahom. He says, how do you decide when to push the amount of money you're going to make versus just sticking to the nominal 10 to 15K spread? So how would you answer that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question for somebody who's getting into the business because a lot of the times we hear, when we hear of wholesaling or real estate flipping, we're thinking of $10,000 average spread.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to think, Brian, you got to think way beyond that because don't listen to these YouTubers or influencers that are telling you make $10,000 on a deal, you're good. No, run your numbers. If you
Mm,
know how to run the numbers properly, you can make $100,000 on a single deal if you know how to run the numbers correctly, right? So, how much does the property need in renovation? How much is the property valued at? So, the good example that I just gave, if the house is worth $170,000 and I have it under contract for $75,000, there's plenty of room, not just ten or $15,000.
yeah.
There's plenty of room, and so I'm not going to limit myself and assign it for 85,000 or $90,000 just to make the average assignment fee. No, I'm going to, go as far as I can make on the deal. And so as long as you know how to run the numbers correctly, meaning know how much repairs the house needs, run the comps properly. Comps meaning what are houses in that neighborhood selling for that's compared to the subject property that you have under contract currently or that you're working on, right? And so know that first, how much is it valued fully rehabbed after repair value or ARV? How much would the house be worth after fully renovated? Right. So
Mm,
know that number. And then after that, okay, how much renovation does the property need? And so once you figure out how much work the property needs and you follow that formula, then you just kind of work it backwards to see, okay, I can sell it at this price if I know these numbers. And then you can do the 70% rule, 75% rule, depending on how hot the neighborhood is. Then you can, work the numbers backwards to see how much you can make on the deal. I hope that makes sense.
masterfully answered, Nahom. Does that make sense, Brian? The point is, when you know your numbers, don't settle for no doggone 10 to 15K, knowing good and well you can clear
Right.
$67,000 deal on the deal, 67,000 dollars on it.
Hmm.
In that one deal, Nahom is making 20 some thousand, 40 some thousand on just part of the package. And so because he understood the numbers. So there's no such thing as what we refer to as the nominal spread. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Brian, remove the nominal out of, you know what I mean? You're looking to maximize every deal.
Yep.
That's what it is. That's what, and you do that by ans. Anyway, I'm basically repeating what Nahom said because he it was so perfectly answered what you said, Nahom. My brother Charles Stanback said this is really the man with the plan. Shout out my brother Charles Stanback. It's good to see
Yes.
you, Charles. Guys, I need y'all to do me a favor. We're about to wrap up right now. I'm about to do a quick speed round with my brother Nahom. But can y'all do me a favor? If you're tuned in right now, we have over 150 people across all platforms. We got like 19 plus people on Facebook. We got a handful of people on IG. We got a whole bunch of people on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitch. We got people everywhere. So shout out to everybody. Can y'all do me a favor and please drop some fire emojis if you got some value from this. Drop some fire
So,
emojis if in any way we have served you on this call and you're getting inspired, motivated, encouraged, and a little bit of something that you can take away and utilize in your business. Please, guys, please. My brother Jordan Holt, I believe Jordan Holt's going to be joining the ranks of executive coaching mentees. Jordan is somebody who's just absolutely crushing the game, and we love to see it. Let's do a quick little speed round, Nahom. And what the speed round looks like is for the last few minutes of the call, um, I'm gonna throw out a word, and I want you to say the first word that comes to your mind whenever I say the word, right? And the reason why is because the premise of this is there's a scripture that says, "Out of the heart's abundance, the mouth speaks." And I want to see what's going on. We want to know what's going on in the heart of Nahom. And so I'm gonna throw out a word, and I want you to just say the first word that comes to your mind when I throw it out there. So,
True.
are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. The first word is wholesaling.
Cash.
Mm. All right. The second word that I have here, by the way, I'm taking these words from our call. The second word is Ethiopia.
Motherland.
Oh, that gave me chills,
Home.
bro. That gave me chills. All right. Um, the third word is it's a more of a phrase, six figures.
Hustle.
I love it. Millionaire.
Connection.
Dang. Next word is success.
Network.
Man. All right. The final word is superhuman.
Family. Let's get it.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, bro. Before we hop off this thing, Nahom, um, I want you to speak to. Right now, we have about 130 people live across all platforms. Many of these people are new to the business. Many of the people, are hitting their first six figures, their first deals. Um, can you just take, I'm going to give you a minute or so to just get on your soapbox, bro. Talk to them. You have a platform right now where a lot of people look up to you, bro. You're one of the OGs in this business. You know what I mean? In our community, you're one of the OGs. A lot of people look up to you. A lot of people say your name, bro. And I don't hit you up enough, bro. I don't hit you up enough because I hear your name a lot. And so now's an opportunity for you in front of the hundreds of people who are watching this live and in front of the thousands of people who are going to watch this on a replay. Can you just talk to us a little bit about, give us some advice in the business for those who are up and coming right now?
Yeah, really, I just want to simplify the business, right? A lot of the times, you know, we overwhelm ourselves by watching so many videos and content and think that we have to do so many things to be successful in the business. And reality is so simple, right?
Mm,
You find a community to join, learn from the community, network with the community, and then follow what everybody in the community is doing, or have your own routine that you can follow on the day-to-day basis, and do it over and over and over and over and over again, and then
mm,
you'll see result. But it's not going to be right away, right? It's going to take
mm,
some time. It's going to
mm,
take some time, and so you have to have patience. I
mm,
always say this: you have to have patience, and then stay consistent and stay disciplined, and
mm,
you'll easily see the result of anything that you do. I'm not
mm,
talking about just in this business. This is a business to get into, to build cash, capital, take that money and invest in things that you want to invest in, or help your family, or whatever you want to do.
mm,
But in anything that we do, I just want to emphasize that, if, as long as you stay patient and stay consistent and stay disciplined, you'll see results. And so
mm,
find a community, join the community. Of course, I'm going to vouch for you, Aaron. Really join the community, and it's going to be a lot more worth than you think it will be.
mm,
Because when it's different when you do something alone versus when you're in a tight community or family, and you push each other, motivate each other to work every day. It's gonna push you, right? But if you're
mm,
alone in a bubble, you can feel like you're by yourself, and you're the only one that's struggling, you're the only one facing obstacles and things like that. In reality, we all go through the same thing, right?
mm,
And so when you hear these stories from other people in the community, okay, now you know that you're not alone. Okay, he or she is facing something similar. We just got to find ways to overcome it. And so I'm going to emphasize on join the community, find a community that you can join, and you elevate and get to your destination a lot quicker than you will by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I love it, man. There was a few times during you speaking right now, I just get chills, bro. Just get chills, man. I love you, bro. You're my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for inspiring the community. I don't tell you this enough. I feel like I don't talk to you enough, but every time I do, it's like we haven't skipped a beat. You know what I mean? You
Absolutely.
know, I'm always here for you. Please
Likewise.
don't hesitate to text, call me, and
Yes,
stay
sir.
connected with me, bro. Thank you for serving everybody in the audience today, and those of you who are watching this live. If you're not home yet, please drive safe. Love on your loved ones while you still have time, because we don't have forever. We don't.
Mm.
Um, don't slap nobody. Until next time, we love you guys. This is Aaron Bevins and Nahom Asefa signing out. Deuces.
We made it, that's facts, ayy. We the greatest, that's facts, ayy. Prices raising, that's facts, ayy. That's right. But we paid it, that's facts, ayy. I did. They hate it, that's facts, ayy. Cause we changing, that's facts, ayy. We did. Can't blame them, that's facts, ayy. Cause we made it, that's facts, ayy. Cherry on top, that's a goat, yeah. Where you been, I wanna know, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. I know you wanna look up for this. Baby, let me turn you up a bit. You said you made it through hell and back. Give me the school, baby.